What's going on, guys? Bruce here, Bullish Currency, back at you with another, or the first, actually, maybe the first, Decentraland Mana update. All right, guys, it's been a little while. We're obviously just like entirely in a bear market, basically, unless you're catching new launches. Yes, some coins have been able to perform pretty well during this bear market, but we're going to get into Decentraland today. We're going to get into what is up, if there's any news, of course, bad news, good news, and of course, some good old chart analysis to see where we are and where we might be next week and by the end of the month. So, guys, as always, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because you never know which update is going to be a huge help. And as always, all the information is just strictly entertainment and education. All right, it is not financial advice. Do your own due diligence. Be smart. Be safe in these crazy crypto spaces. But without further ado, let's get right to the bag. So Decentraland, as you can see, we're overall a little bit of red today. Some blood on the streets, nothing crazy. The numbers are pretty small. What we're going to do is take a look at the news section to see what's really going on. So Decentraland Mana Sandbox and allow your guide to invest in the metaverse. So obviously we know this all has to do with the metaverse, and we're very much bullish on the metaverse, not just now, but even more long term. I think this is just the beginning, and we know that. So, of course, despite the bear market that we're in and these pairs like Mana being lower than previous all-time high, doesn't necessarily mean anything. They're bound to recover and make new highs. It's only the beginning. Could the Decentraland Figito move be the catalyst for Mana land sales? Wow. So, okay, as you guys know, there's a lot of stuff going on with that. People buying land, selling land, a lot of, people making profits in that space, when it comes to actually leveraging everything about the Decentraland and Mana and what there is to offer on it. So that's pretty awesome, right? How it opened up a new door, a new source of income. And you see a lot of people talking about different things like Axie Infinity. And yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, I'm still very bullish on this project, especially long term. Let's go ahead and take a look at the holders. Just some basics. We're just looking at some basics. As you can see, it's recently taken a nice, well, it's been on an incline period, but recently taken a nice jump up. Literally, we're talking a pretty big leap, and every day we're climbing and climbing and climbing, smooth to a quarter million holders, which is an amazing place to be for any coin, I believe. And I'm honestly surprised it's only a quarter million. I think Mana Decentraland is going to end up having millions of holders. So just knowing that is, I mean, this is still an amazing time for Mana, and we're gonna get into the chart, and that even looks amazing for timing wise. So let's go ahead and look at Mana. So right now, as you can see, this is the daily chart, and as you can see, looking at my system that I put together, we are sitting around a 6.8 area, where previously we've seen it basically moonshot from that area all the way up to about nearly triple, nearly a 300% move last time. And I think the same thing can happen. Whether it's going to happen now or not, we don't really know, because obviously we're still kind of in this bear market, and there is some possibility of this thing dropping to retest this previous level down here around $1.84, 80 cents. Around this area is a good chance they could drop. So as you can see, this daily candle closes in 3 hours. And I'm curious to see how it closes, because if it does close similar to the way it looks right now, there is also a good chance that it picks up bullish from right where it is on the next candle and beyond. So yeah, if it closes like that, obviously we don't know how it's going to look in 3 hours. It could look completely different. And if it does close like that, I would expect this thing to push all the way back up to $2.80, 85-cent range. And from there, of course, we have to pay attention for it to possibly break through to then get back up to $3.50 area, so on and so forth. So really got to pay attention. But I think overall, this is a great range, a great area to be overall, just for the potential gains. Going back to its previous all-time high, the potential gains right there, almost 3x. That's amazing. Not to mention, more than likely, it will make a new high and it will go further, a lot, a lot further, and maybe not too far from now, to be honest, because things are starting to pick up. And I think even though there's things going on with the government, politics, and all this stuff, the war, and all that other stuff that's going on, I think this might still perform well, no matter what interesting times we might enter, because it's the metaverse type of thing, because it's a new way to make some money as a digital entrepreneur, and and just overall people who want to be socializing in these type of digital spaces, and all the activities that come with that. I think it's still gonna hold strong, at least in this range, but I wouldn't be surprised if, by second quarter, we start to see this thing really start to push back up into the $4 or $5 range. And eventually, I would say by mid-year, definitely by mid-year, break through and start really pushing to make new highs. I see this thing going really far. Like we're only at $5.90 at this high. I think this thing can go up to the hundreds of dollars, per per mana, I guess. Right. I'm still super bullish, guys. Actually, if I never saw this project, never took it serious, I think this would be a great area overall. And worst case scenario is it does come back down to test, the $1.70 range, or 70 or $1.80 range. And then what I would do around that area is pay attention to how the candles closed, look for some key patterns for bullish behavior, and then I would simply execute on maybe adding to my bag in that same area again. Of course, you still have these levels down here, which is kind of where it originally came from. I don't think we're going to see a drop that far, but nothing is impossible, right? In these crazy crypto spaces. And I think that would just end up being like a phenomenal opportunity if it does happen. But I also wouldn't be surprised if this is the lowest it goes, period, like for a very long time. Like I wouldn't be surprised if it starts picking up bullish right here from where it's at. And for the rest of the next weeks and months, we're just bullish, 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 all the way back up to our previous all-time high. I wouldn't be surprised at all, guys. All right, so pay attention to where we are right now, $2.37. I can definitely see this continuously or continuing to the upside if the candle closes like that, or even smaller. But I do think if it does close stronger, strong candle close, no wick on the bottom, kind of pushing through this previous low, I think we would see that definite drop down to 1.80 range, which is fine with me. All right, so still bullish on mana, guys. Keep an eye on it. Keep on the chart for the next couple of days, the next day or two, and set yourself up to win, to be bullish, guys. Until the next video, stay blessed, stay bullish.